Hello and welcome to CSE. CSE is part of the Government of Canada. We're responsible for foreign signals intelligence and cybersecurity. My name is Deborah and I'm a member of the communications team at CSE. This is my colleague Marie.
Hi Deborah. Hi everyone.
She's a Director of Operations at CSE and a tireless anti-racism advocate. Her work to raise awareness about anti-Black racism has inspired thousands of people across Canada's public service. Today, we're going to talk about Marie's experience as a Black woman working in tech, how she feels about Black History Month, and her hopes for the future. Thanks, Marie, for being here.
My pleasure.
So, first question I have to ask, what's it like being a cyber spy?
It's not at all what I thought it would be. I grew up watching movies like James Bond and Mission Impossible, and I can tell you that when I go to work, I'm not skiing down any mountains. I don't have multiple gadgets. I don't have a gun. I basically go to work every day in an office. We work behind the scenes to make sure that our country is protected.
When you put it like that, it sounds kind of boring.
I know, but it's not boring. I love my job. We have access to information that most people don't. We work with the coolest, latest technologies, and the work that we do is really important because we're protecting Canadians from things like terrorism and cyber attacks.
So women in technology are still in the minority, Black women even more. How has that affected you?
So very often, I'm the only Black person in the room, even now. But I've gotten used to it. But I have to admit, it's a bit hard and it's a bit lonely. It's not fun when you stand out and no one else looks like you. But things are changing though. The current chief of CSE is a Black woman, and that's something I would have never imagined even a few years ago. So my message to you young people of color is you belong wherever you want to be. If you have a passion for technology, don't let anyone tell you that it's not the right path for you. If you find yourself to be the only person of color in the room, stand up tall and continue to represent the rest of us well.
What about you? Did you always know you wanted to work in tech?
Not at all. I wanted to be a math teacher because I love numbers. The simplicity of it, there's no gray zone. 1 + 1 = 2. So I started out studying math, but I was interested in many other topics like sociology, management, and business. When I started working, I kind of fell into IT completely by accident, but I ended up loving it. Now I have my dream job, but none of it was planned. I just kept on following the next interesting thing.
What does Black History Month mean to you?
For me, Black History Month is about celebrating what the Black community has achieved over the years, because those achievements are not talked about as often as they should be. And it's also about taking a moment to pause and acknowledge that we're not where we would like to be because of the history of slavery and discrimination that Black people have suffered. So Black History Month is a time to look at where we are now and to identify what we can do, what we can change to make things better for us in the future.
Tell us about your history. How did your family end up coming to Canada?
So I was born in Haiti in the Caribbean. My parents immigrated to Canada when I was a baby. I stayed behind in Haiti with my grandmother till I was about 3 years old. Then I came to Ottawa to join my parents. I didn't speak any French or English. I only spoke Creole, and I didn't really know anyone. I had never met my brother or my dad, and the last time I had seen my mother, I was 3 months old.
What kind of values were important to your family growing up?
So my mother always used to say, "Le temps perdu ne se rattrape jamais." Lost time can never be made up. When my mom would say that, I would hear her telling me that time is precious, every minute counts, and always give it your all and do your best. Because if you have to do it again, you've wasted time. My mom embodied all those values in her everyday life. She came to Canada with nothing but debts. She was a lab technician in Haiti, and her education experience were not recognized here in Canada. She put herself through nursing school while also working 2 jobs and raising a family. She couldn't afford to waste time or do the same thing twice. If she asked us to do something, she expected us to give it our all the first time. I remember when she was teaching me to sew, She would always tell me to take my time, go slow and steady, and focus. When I didn't, she would undo the parts that I had sewn together, and I would have to do it again. I would have wasted my time and her time.
Your mum sounds kind of strict.
As I said, my mom was extremely busy, but when she did spend time with us, she gave us her full attention and made the most of our time together. My fondest memories were when I had moved out of the house and I lived on my own. My mom was off every other Tuesday, and she would come over to my apartment and we would spend the evening together. We would order takeout and watch Gilmore Girls together and then chat about everything and nothing. I loved having 100% of her attention, given that we were 4 kids and her time alone with us was extremely precious. My mom taught me to carve aside time for those I love and to give them my full attention.
What are you proudest of in your career?
When I think about my career, the things I'm most proud of have nothing to do with my actual job. They're about the work I've done to improve the culture in my organization. In 2020, I put together a presentation with a colleague about anti-Black racism, which I have now presented to thousands of people across the Canadian Public Service and beyond. Through that work, I became the best version of me. I finally found my voice. I became comfortable in my skin to speak up about racism and injustice. I also established the Embrace Support Network for Indigenous and racialized employees at CSC, and we're making real change through the organization. That's what I'm proudest of.
If you could give one piece of advice to young people about the world of work, what would it be?
Embrace who you are, stay true to yourself, and know that you already have everything in you to succeed, to accomplish whatever you want, and to surmount any obstacles that will come your way. If you don't know a topic, go get educated. If you don't know how, go ask someone to help you. Perseverance is the key that will open all doors for you.
What are your hopes for the future?
I have a lot of hope for the future because I see the next generation coming up, and I see how quick they are to learn, so much quicker than us. They are more inclusive, more aware of things about our society that are unfair. They are curious and creative. They're not afraid to stand up for what they believe in and fight for change. We are raising them to be better human beings than us, to achieve more than us, and I think that's exactly what they're going to do.
Thank you so much, Marie, for this conversation and for everything that you do.
Thanks to you too, Deb.